This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Khimire with the news. The headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda in Uganda to attend 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit. Prime Minister Dahal holds talks with Nepalese living there. President Ramchandra Paudel issues Fiscal Procedures and Financial Responsibility Act. Parliamentary Committee directs government to submit documents related to telecommunication, traffic monitoring and fraud control system TerraMox. And at least 9 people killed as Pakistan launches retaliatory missile strikes into Iran. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda, who is in Uganda's capital Kampala to participate in the 19th conference of the Non-Aligned Movement NAM, met with the Nepalese residing in Uganda. During the meeting, Prime Minister Prachanda said that this visit to Uganda was his first and he was happy to interact with the Nepalese residing there. The Prime Minister said the country could not move forward without addressing the problems being faced by Nepalese abroad. In the program, Foreign Affairs Minister N.P. South said that the Nepalese in Uganda were working as ambassadors of the country and appealed to them to work to increase the country's reputation. President of Non-Resident Nepali Association of Uganda, Rama Aryal, said that she was pleased to meet the leaders of her country, including the Prime Minister. At the event, Ramesh Karel, the Ugandan patron of the Non-Resident Association, informed about the situation of the Nepalese in Uganda, stating that there were more than 350 Nepalese in Uganda. Nepalese have been playing a good role in the development and business of Uganda for the past 30 years. The meeting also saw the participation of Prime Minister Dahal's daughter, Ganga Dahal, Prime Minister's Foreign Affairs Advisor, Dr. Rupak Sapkota, Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sewa Lamsal, and other Nepali dignitaries. Meanwhile, the NAM Summit is being held in Kampala on the 19th and 20th of January, that is today and tomorrow. Prime Minister Dahal is scheduled to address the summit today, held under the theme Deepening Global Cooperation for Shared Global Affluence. He is also attending the special ceremony to be organized by the Ugandan President in the honor of visiting delegation chiefs today itself. In course of the summit, the Prime Minister will be holding bilateral meetings with his counterparts from the attending countries. Nepal is a founding member of NAM, and has been attending the NAM summit actively since its establishment. Prime Minister Dahal will return home on the 21st of January. President Ramchandra Paudel yesterday issued Fiscal Procedures and Financial Responsibility Act 2080 on the recommendation of the government. The office of the President stated that the head of the state issued the ordinance as per the Constitution. A cabinet meeting on Wednesday recommended the President to issue the ordinance. The Education, Health and Information Technology Committee of the House of Representatives has directed the government to submit the documents related to Mobile Device Management System, MDMS, and Telecommunication Traffic Monitoring and Fraud Control System, TerraMox. A meeting of the committee held yesterday directed the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology to submit to it the papers related to the policy decision, purchase process, payment and rationale of the implementation concerning MDMS and TerraMox from the start. The committee also decided to ask the ministry-level investigation report on the topics and the court's decisions related to the topics and to take further decision on the basis of consultations with experts. The committee's decision comes after discussions it held with Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, Ministry Secretary Ramkrishna Subedi, among other officials of the ministry yesterday. In the meeting, Minister Sharma shared that the ministry was studying the policy decisions made by the previous governments and the works carried out by implementing bodies. Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, has said government is preparing to bring Mass Communication Act and Media Council Act to restructure the media sector. In a press briefing at the ministry on the occasion of her successful completion of 1 year in office, Communication Minister Sharma said the ministry had placed high priority on strengthening media, professional security of journalists, and inclusiveness. She also informed that the process for review of working journalists had been forwarded. The Communication Minister added that the Social Sites Management Directives 2080 had been issued and the draft of the bill to regulate the social media was in the final phase. She said the ministry achieved notable progress in the legal and structural reforms during 1 year in her office. Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Naran Kaji Shrestha has emphasized the promotion of hydroelectricity for reducing trade deficit. Addressing a program organized on the occasion of 24th anniversary of the Independent Power Producers Association Nepal, IPAN in Kathmandu yesterday, Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha said the country's energy sector can take a leap only through a meaningful initiative of the government and the private sector. He also stressed on the need of increasing the consumption of energy within the country, stating that the government was effortful in reducing the trade deficit by selling the surplus power. Also speaking on the occasion, Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, Sakti Bahadur Basnet, said the private sector had a contribution of 60% in the energy sector of the country. He also reiterated that the government had committed to addressing the demands put forth by the private sector. The Energy Minister presented the data that the energy production had increased from 800 megawatts to 3,000 megawatts over the last decade, and electricity had reached 90% households. Similarly, IPAN President Ganesh Karki called the attention of the government for addressing the security challenges of the energy sector. The Tribhuvan University Office of the Controller of Examinations at Balku has made preparations to provide all services related to distribution of educational certificates through online form from the 29th of January. Examination Controller Pushparaj Joshi said the office would carry out activities related to educational certificates online and send it at the respective regional offices of the Office of the Controller of Examinations. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. Now on to an international news. Pakistan has carried out missile strikes inside Iran's borders after Tehran's attack on Pakistani soil on Tuesday. The BBC cited Iranian state media as reporting at least 9 people have been killed in the attacks. Pakistan's foreign ministry said the strikes hit terrorist hideouts in Iran's Sistan-Baluchistan province. It added that the purpose of the attack was in pursuit of Pakistan's own security and national interest. On Tuesday, Iran struck targets inside Pakistan's Balochistan province, saying it was targeting the Jaish-ul-Adl group. Pakistan and Iran have long accused each other of harboring militant groups that carry out attacks from regions along their shared border. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly cloudy to generally fair throughout the countries. There is also chances of light to moderate snowfall in the high mountainous and the Himalayan region of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin. But before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda in Uganda to attend 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit. Prime Minister holds talks with Nepalis living there. Parliamentary Committee directs government to submit documents related to telecommunication traffic monitoring and fraud control system TerraMox. And at least 9 people killed as Pakistan launches retaliatory missile strikes into Iran. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website, www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.